Brisbane Airport in the car park usually. Yeah.
Excellent. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like a,
It is. It's
a
so much
band.
like a band, right down to when we, Friday nights when we're at that airport, it feels like our office. We're there all the time. And there's other bands there that time. That's when bands are flying away to do Saturday night gigs in Sydney or Melbourne or wherever they're going to. And so, because I've got that rifle case I was talking about, we've got to go to the oversized luggage. And the oversized luggage is kind of like where all the musos hang out.
Right, of course.
And you see everyone there, all flying away to gigs.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just lost my train of thought.
How about this Koala Karma? I'm going to give this a crack.
Yeah, crack one. Actually, tell me something while I walk and get another beer.
All right.
Hey, it's Monday night on a public holiday for Easter. I've had a great one. I've smashed myself with chocolate. I was at Tropical Fruit World today.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Did I?
On the phone earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Bogan-sational.
Oh, yeah?
Well, actually, not.
I've never been. I've driven past it.
I think Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary is pretty bogan-sational. I mean it all in a great way. When you have some staff, and I worked at SeaWorld, so
okay,
I'm kind of hypersensitive to international tourists.
Sure.
And how us Gold Coasters
present the front.
Really should present, and some people are just not born for presenting to like you're right, exactly, and they're clearly like there's only 6 languages that fly into this city. Surely you could learn
a
hello, sorry, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Tropical Fruit World was pretty good.
Tropical Fruit World, eh?
Yeah, it was pretty classy deal.
I'll have to check it out.
It's not a Blokesworld episode.
Probably not a Blokesworld episode in
Don't think so.
No.
But
yeah.
All right, tell me something while I walk in and get the beer.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about cover bands, and I'm going to talk about Drew's experience in cover bands. I think I haven't actually seen the Titanics, but I'm really keen to.
Here's the thing. I'm back.
Oh, that's quick.
You probably would you go and dance in front of a cover band? I never would.
Here's the truth of it. At a wedding, I absolutely would, and this is why pan weddings, wedding bands, and weddings all you like. But the best fun I've ever had in a band has been.
Yeah. Everyone's there with good intentions.
Has been wedding. Well, everyone's there. It's free piss. Everyone's there to have fun. No one's really worried. No one's planning to leave
no
early.
One's being the tough guy.
No one's trying to work out, is the venue next door better, or is there a party I'm missing out on? Everyone's actually there for a good time.
All the women look good.
Yep. Well, as good as they're going to look.
Oh, hello.
Ever.
And yeah, I love weddings, mate. I love them.
Yeah, and so
but going back to what you said, it's funny in a cover band. But I'll never go to cover bands. Sort of would not go and check one out unless I'm really just checking out who the competition is.
Exactly, and that's the only cover bands I really ever went to see was when we were going to see what the other bands were doing.
Yeah,
and even that was just in the startup phase of my first band.
Right.
I never really went out of my way. I think you catch one here and there, and there's always those events where they'll have a few bands on. I don't know if they do it very often, but we used to play events down at Parkwood Tavern that have bands on all day, and that's when you met the other cover bands, Right. And so you'd sort of, we were talking about this earlier, when you're in an original band, all of the other musos because you play gigs with 3-4 other bands. So everyone knows each other, everyone's usually mates, they're usually lending gear to each other, and it's a community. But cover bands, we all do the same, or you all do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you rarely ever meet or know what else is going on out there.
Actually, I remember what I was going to say before.
Oh, yeah?
So you've been with Ado for a year.
Yep.
I'm finding it it's kind of cool for blokes, right? I'm the only original member in this cover band at the moment. Okay, I joined their band, so
yeah.
It's always the hunt for more money and better shows, right? So the boys have just dropped out one by one.
Yep.
But they're like brothers. So you and Ado, you're talking all the time. You're doing all these sort of things. You meet at the airport.
Yeah, we're on the phone every night.
Yeah, I think blokes are good. We've got some sort of tribal business thing that we can do that we just sort of get it done. We definitely don't even really know each other,
But that's the thing.
Our drummer just finished 2 weeks ago. I may not ever see him again. Even though
you'll catch up with him in a year.
Years we've been chatting every single day on this level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
on a certain level to get the job done.
Exactly, and that, that's how blokes. That's how blokes socialise. Whether you're in a band together or you work together or you're in the same race series together.
Yep. You need some sort of reason.
Yeah, almost. Exactly. There's always a reason. And for a lot of guys, it's darts every Thursday night or it's whatever. But there's always
be cool.
Yeah,
wouldn't that be cool? Some sort of darts or something. That'd be all right. I don't know. It sounds like there's beer involved.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I never understood fishing until I went fishing with a mate early on and discovered that it's basically drinking on the water. And it's awesome. I love fishing.
My old man was a keen fisherman, but he'd never take me, right? I'm not whinging, but so I'd always kind of go, like,
what's the attraction?
And it was only a couple of years ago I found myself on a dinghy, like a crappy dinghy, with a 4 horsepower outboard in the middle of Crumman Creek, and just parked there and going, my family's at home. Like, the most silent, the most zen moment of all time.
Yeah, and you're with your mates.
I worked it all out. No wonder he never talked me,
Yeah, and that's what it's, and you got to do something when you're out fish. If you went out and just bobbed around on a boat with a case of beer, you'd get wasted. You need something in your hands, to slow you down a bit.
We're a joke. Man, why do we jump out of bed every Monday morning? Got to go to work. You're going to look after the kids? Okay, I'm off,
Anyway. Yeah. So what are you going to do when you're too old for playing music on stage?
Oh, I don't know. I already dye my hair. The other guys in the band, they were really grey. They were about 8 years older than me. I was like, come on, you got to dye your hair. I don't want to walk into some venue at a pub and face it. We were at the Cooley Hotel till 2 a.m. And it was great, one of the best gigs. Yeah, but it was all young girls, of course. It's the Cooley.
Yeah.
2 a.m. and you want everyone dancing right until the last song.
Yep.
You don't want to have someone walk in, or in my opinion, I've always been like this. Walk in, there's some grey hair on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, lame, going over this side of the bar. Yeah. Right, so, there's a certain, I don't know if I'm a wanker or not, but there's a certain thing you have to be involved in.
It's funny that you talk about that because that's a really big thing that I think about a lot of the time. I've got a lot of when I used to record bands in the studio, and I don't really do it anymore because I'm just flat out on Blokesworld. But I had a lot of Kiwi reggae bands come in. I was sort of the go-to guy, and I did live sound for a few of them as well. And the thing that culture can teach us is that it's okay to be old. You can go and see an example of a band, House of Shem, massive band in New Zealand. I think one or two of the guys actually live here now. There's literally a father and son in the same band. Would that be accepted by us white guys?
No.
Never.
No.
Why not? They're a brilliant band. They've got family harmonies. And that's you go to New Zealand and it's okay to be old. You can still be an entertainer. Right. It's socially acceptable. Why aren't we doing that? We're missing out. Because the thing is, it takes you time to learn your craft. Some of the best musicians are older guys, and we're all missing out on this great music because these guys are getting told they're too old and they go back and get real day jobs.
Right. I think we got locked into the teenager.
Yeah.
A band is supposed to, there's some sort of energy about a band.
If you haven't made it by 21, you're not going to. You're too old.
Yeah, and wow, it's 2 a.m. What's Pop's doing on stage there? That's what I would probably, the arsehole in me would probably say that,
Yeah, but we've somehow got it ingrained in us that's the case. And if you really think about it, there's no solid reason for it. So, I remember when I was at uni thinking the same thing because we'd go out to a pub and there was like a duo on there and they were probably like 30, so they were basically 100.
Yeah.
But we were still there having a great old time and, jumping around and that sort of thing. And, at the end of the day, it's probably something that it's in our hands to make a decision on and control and do something about. Because if we, at this age, give up because of that, if we stop playing on stage because we think, we're too old, let the young ones take over, that's where they belong. Like if we give up, then it makes it all normal.
No, we'll win.
Yeah,
well, at the
bastards don't deserve to win.
At the moment, I feel like we're still there's something about our age. We really had that culture of live music.
Yeah.
So you've been on stage a million times, so have I.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm rocking, if not as better as the next guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Musically, I'm way better than I ever was. 15 years ago.
I just got to run down the beach. Just got to stay fit.
Yeah, stay fit. Yeah, and I guess to an extent, because of technology and the internet and everything, everyone gets to choose what they're into now. No one gets told what they're into, and so I think for every person, for every 1,000 people just becoming an adult, 100 of them will be into electronic music. A couple of hundred of them will really like live music. A few hundred will be interested in games. A few hundred won't care about anything, and so it's less aged based, and it's more just what people are into. And so you're down there playing, and you've still got a bunch of young people enjoying it and having fun and that sort of thing. When I was that age, I was listening to Hendrix and Cream, and I was listening to bands from the previous generation. There's no reason that they can't get into, the previous generation from them. Mm. And there's still good music being made. There's still good, real music being made. And it's not all music, it's only some of it. But, there's still plenty of songs, there's still plenty of songs coming out all the time that you can play with real instruments on stage and make sound good.
Oh, yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? I'm stumbling right now because I again lost the train of my...
You might need another koala karma.
I do.
I'm a bit bummed they're a bit skinny to fit in the stubby coolers.
Yeah. Hey, put it there, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming down, and thanks for taking a chance on doing this. It's a public holiday, so what are you back at work tomorrow?
Yeah, back at work tomorrow.
Do you want to say what that is?
Or
in the industry of?
Yeah,
I work at a sign shop.
Yeah, I work in marketing for a sort of a financial advice business.
Okay.
So I do internet stuff, and I do a little bit of video work, and a bit of everything. I'm actually a computer programmer by trade, and so I've been doing that 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What with systems like business systems or?
I've done everything.
Really?
I first left uni and I was working in Sydney in a bank on mainframe systems, and then sort of started a family business back then. And we, whatif.com, all the accommodation booking systems. So we basically started one of those. This is a long way back when it was still possible.
Okay.
And it was actually a pretty sizable one. We sort of sold off most of that business, and and I've sort of been sort of contracting since then. And
is that industry? Is it just the same as say the film industry? Is there, I'll put it this way: 6-7 years ago, when I was put in charge of getting a website for the family business, I was just the manager of. So I just found a web guy. Hey, mate, could you build us something?
Yeah.
For all I knew, he was coding and doing magic with his fingers, things that I didn't really realise that things like WordPress. I didn't realise. I didn't know. So in your industry of that, is it the same as say the video industry, where kind of all these kids now have just got all these tools? And
it is, it really is. Back in the day, we had to, when you think of a program, and I used to work on banking software that like Carlton United Breweries would use. You got to hand do everything. I don't know, a car analogy. You'd actually have to machine your own wheel rims and everything. Right. And then as time progresses, more and more components are made for you and are built into the operating systems. And so these days you can get a result really fast. If you want to build a website, grab WordPress, make your own template or just buy a template, and you can have a website up and running in a couple of hours. Back in the dark ages, when I first set up my first website, I built the whole thing in C++ or something, and I built it physically on a server in my bedroom, and then put it in the car and took it up to an internet service provider, and we actually installed it there and plugged a cable in, and it was up and running. And this is going back over 20 years.
So you were right at that.
I was,
forefront.
Yeah, for sure.
What got you into that then?
Playing
Pac-Man?
Probably, yeah. I think.
What was I thinking about Pac-Man this afternoon? You remember the sound of dang, 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 dang?
No,